It's your boy Keith with Million Men. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to see y'all. And I want to talk to you about something very important, something that I find, near and dear to my heart. I grew up in a pretty traditional household. And, it wasn't always traditional. I didn't always have my father. I didn't always have everything lined up for this to work, for me to be able to help you with this area of advice. But I want to help provide you some value when it comes to looking for the person that's for you. So today I'm going to talk to you about dating for marriage. One thing you must understand when you're dating for marriage, there's some things you have to do to ensure that you are creating a filter that somebody that's not looking to marry you will not pass through. Okay? So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to be intentional. That means you should be working to figure out what you want. And I'm talking about literally. Here's what you do when I say be intentional. I need you to be talking to women that have been married for over 10 years and literally start to ask them, what do you require of a husband? What do you think I should expect? Because these are the examples of how you can have a successful relationship. And I'm not talking about people with toxic relationships. I'm talking about find some people with healthy relationships. Even if it's on your social media platforms where you look at them and you say, all right, she really be, her husband does this, her husband does that, and I really want that for mine. Okay? You want to be intentional on what you're asking for, because when you know what you want, it's very easy to identify. For example, when I turn on Netflix only shows me what I want to see, because I have been intentional in all the movies that I watched, all the choices I made. For example, when you go to a car dealership, you don't get into every single car because you've already looked at, this is the type of car I like, this is how many miles I want. Okay? Understand. I'm going to use this car dealership metaphor to really illustrate some of these points. Next thing I need you to do is have standards. Show me the Carfax. Okay, this car has this amount of miles, it had this amount of You should have standards. These standards should describe what you are looking for in a husband, not a boyfriend. Because you'll find yourself with an internal boyfriend. Or you'll find yourself in internal relationships, or I'm sorry, not internal, a cycle of relationships that are not leading to a marriage. Okay? And then you should figure out what is important to you. For some of y'all gonna be like, man, I really need a guy that's, has the looks and he's alluring and da-da-da-da. But okay, if you value that so much, understand you might end up with somebody that might be a little more superficial. You might end up with somebody that spends a lot more time at the gym. You understand everything you ask for has a cost as well. Understand, I'm looking for a man that has, he's making $120,000. But he might be working 70 hours a week. Everything has a cost. So understand what the costs are for all the things that you ask for. Next one, set boundaries. You tell the dealer, here's my price. Don't show me no car that's above that price point. You set boundaries because when you enter this relationship, when you set boundaries entering it, they know how they should function and act. Not sitting there trying to figure out and being confused. A lot of times people walk away from relationships too early because they set no boundaries. And they realize man, I can just do this and do that. And then you're doing things that are stepping on the toes that are literally hurting the person that you don't even know it. You don't even know. I didn't know that's what you expected when we were dating. I didn't know, my bad, y'all. I didn't know that's what you set boundaries so this person can literally have an understanding of who you are. And if they don't want to fit in them, if they feel a little too constrained or whatever the case may be, see ya. That price was too expensive anyway. Okay, you want to set boundaries so that you end up with the person that you want to be that's looking towards the same goal, marriage. Next thing, no free cookies. Why do I say that? You don't value what's free. Like for example, Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness can never convince me they really value you being fit. If anything, Planet Fitness might value your constant need to come there. But they don't value you being fit. Otherwise, they wouldn't have candy at the front. They wouldn't have pizza night. They wouldn't have donut mornings. They wouldn't have these things because they really valued your health as much as they might convince you they do. There wouldn't be no free cookies. Your person that's looking to date for marriage, understand marriage is a long-term commitment. And when it's the right person, it could be a lifelong commitment. So if you date, You don't want to be giving away things that you should only be given to somebody that you're willing to marry. This applies to men and women. So if you know, okay, I'm not going to commit myself in this way or form. I'm not going to commit myself in a physical way until you show me some of the requirements that a husband would want to put out, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm not saying, you put a 6-month rule. I'm talking about, here's the requirements of somebody that says they serious about me. Here's what I require. And one careful detail I need you to make. Like I said about the cost, understand the cost that comes with some of these things. Do not make a process that ends up eliminating everybody. Some of y'all think you're making a filter, but in reality, you are making an impassable barrier. Impassable? Unpassable? Anyway, an impassable barrier that no one can get through. Why? Maybe it's because of trauma. Maybe it's because of past history. Maybe it's if you're intentional and they have an understanding when they enter it, and they understand the value you add because you understand your value, and then you understand the value they add and what you expect of them, it's a lot easier for you to find people falling into your filter. And don't get caught up on, it's so many options. Because as you're sitting around looking for more and more options and not taking steps to literally get closer and closer and build relationships, because everything that's worth having is built. Anything that you can microwave, it ain't that good. I've never had some microwave food better than the slow cooked real thing. So mind you, these free cookies, this free food, this free meal, it's not gonna, if it's microwave, it's not going to be better than the thing that took time to build up. Which means do not create an impassable barrier that nobody can get through, but at the same time, do not make it so simple and easy that everybody falls through it and you take on a lot of people's energy and trauma and bad experiences. This is a man telling you this. A man that says, yo, I've been through some negative situations with women that I shouldn't have been with because I didn't have those barriers, I didn't have them boundaries, I wasn't intentional, and I gave them some free cookies they shouldn't have had. Your boy's a chef, so my cookies was good. But anyway, jokes aside, my last one is you need to be transparent. I know some of us feel like we're asking for a lot, and when I told you, you need to understand the cost of everything you ask for, because stuff is not free. Same way everything you're offering is not free, what they're offering ain't free either. Okay, have an understanding of what they want just as well as you understand what you want. And then you'll start to see the market be a lot more clear. You'll start to see, hey, if you want this car, you need a 780 credit. Everything has requirements, but be transparent. When you go into the dealership and you trying to play games and let me see if I can manipulate my way into getting something I want, the dealer, that dealer be looking at you, sales agent be like, and they don't take you serious because you don't know what you want. Or you haven't clearly stated what you want. Be transparent. These are my tips for how you can have a better dating experience when it comes to looking for marriage. Okay? If y'all want me to discuss more topics like these, I'm not with all the superficial. The superficial, it's just marketing strategy that I'm using because that's what I went to school for. It's just a strategy I'm using to really implement deeper concepts, deeper ways of thinking, because as we focus our energy on the problem, I'm trying to work on creating solutions. I know the problem with the black community. I know the problem with the men and the cheating and all. I want to focus on the solutions. Let me help my young brothers. Let me help brothers of my age group. I'm 24 and I'm really trying to provide value because I've experienced some things that I don't want my brothers, I don't want my son, and I don't want you to experience. This is your boy Keys with Million Men. The Million Men trying to offer you some value. I will see you in the next video.